Peter Gregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch Peter Gregg.
But it's Friday night and we are live and we've got a microphone that works. Yes, we do. We have a camera that works. Hello, everybody. Welcome to June 18. 2 days till Father's Day. So all of you guys that are fathers, happy Father's Day. All of you guys that have a fatherly spirit, happy Father's Day. Why don't we have any bubble lamps tonight? Hello? What's going on here? Hello? I am bubble lampless. I'll fix that in a second. Don't worry, don't worry. Where am I? Hi, it's Peter Gregg. It's me. I'm live on the air. How about that? Oh, I made chocolate cake. I made a lot of chocolate cakes. Well, not a lot, but at least two. Here, you don't believe me? I'll show you. Okay, I made this one today. There it is. Okay, everybody lean over and go, ooh, ah. And I made this one yesterday. Okay, so you can lean over and say, ooh, ah, twice. Okay, which one's taller? Which one's got less cake? Can you tell? This one here was made with a package of Oreo cookies and a cup of buttermilk. This one was made with a package of Oreo cookies and a cup of regular whole milk. This one rose higher. It's also got less cake on it, which kind of tells me that people are liking this one better. Okay, so they both came out. I'd eat them both. I'd swallow them both down. Okay, so I was going to say something sassy, but I better not. I better behave. All right, so let's go on to the revolving cameras where they automatically, like I have a director in the room. Okay, here we go. Up, and the hair is sticking up. Okay, bed head. Well, actually, it's chair head, not bed head. Because I was sitting in the la waiting for my ya. Okay, let's wait a minute. Wait, where's my Z6? Where's my Z6? There she is. Okay, watch the all three lights go on, the bubble lamps, and they stay synchronized with each other for about a minute, okay, with the colors. All right, so watch this. I am ready to go push the button. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! 3 bubble lamps. Green, 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 all across the board. And now we got blue, blue, blue all across the board. We'll turn this light on here. And then I've got to turn this light on here. So we have the Star of Bethlehem light in the tree. Now they're green, green, green. Okay, it's like a symphony. Okay, everybody change to a different color altogether. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? Where they all just kind of like go. Now that'll change as the night goes on, as time goes on. You'll see them, they won't sync. But for a while, they stay in sync. They synchronize. Now, they're not in the sink, even though they got water. Is everything leaning over or is it me? Okay. All right, so now I can go to the revolving cameras. Let me make sure everything else is on. Okay, the green tree is going around here. The wreath is on over there. I didn't turn on this lamp here. Who's in charge around here anyway? We got bubble lamp, bubble lamp, bubble lamp. The tree is here. The big other tree is here. Jingle's chair is here. The story chair is here. The Lord is here. Did I say a prayer before I started? No, I forgot. But somebody say a prayer for me, and then it'll be done. All right. Welcome, 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 everybody. I have talked to a few of you guys this week on the phone. Awesome, awesome guys. So let's get started here and see who's in the room. Real Raymond, how do you do it? How do you manage to be first? Hi, Peter and company. Yes, I'm first again. Well, that's not very Christmassy. It's ho, 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 ho. Well, that's my job. So you can and I'll ho, ho, ho. Okay, so hi, Raymond. How you doing, Ray? What an awesome Awesome guy. He did, I saw him in a video. I don't know if it was new or if I was binging on Ray videos. So Scotty's right up next to him. Bam, 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 right in a row. It's kind of like, hello? How does this happen? So I'm talking to Scotty. Okay, there's Scotty. So you mean right off the bat, I'm not going to be able to turn these things off properly? Okay, it's early in the evening, so let's get it right. This is important. It's important that I say hello to Scott. Scott! How you doing, buddy? I hope you're feeling well, better, good, excellent, and all that good stuff. I saw Ray. I saw your comment on my video. When did I put it up? Had to be yesterday, or is it today? I lost track. Where I showed everything I'm putting together in the kitchen. Okay, so the Mac Mini is here, and obviously the wireless mic is here with me. Okay, and everything else is the same. But we did have to have a couple of changes with the cameras, so nothing that you would probably guess right off the bat, but I had to take the hand cam from in here, which is the GH4, and put it over into the kitchen setup. Remember, I got wires? So all of a sudden the ZV-1 decided not to participate while I was making chocolate cake. So all the chocolate cakes had to stop, which is actually how I wound up with 2 chocolate cakes. I didn't get to record a section of it, so I bought a BOGO at Publix, which is buy one, get one free of the Oreo cookies, but I ran out of buttermilk. So I made it with regular milk, and that's how I got to record it. So the ZV-1, I thought the cable was broken because I got 2 new 25-foot HDMI cables, and I ran them through the ceiling. We have a drop ceiling in there, and all of a sudden the Sony less and less and less and less was actually connecting up to the Mac Mini M1, the M1E. Okay, so I thought, darn, I ran the cable through the ceiling and it's a bad cable. All right, you'd think I would have tested it, and I thought I did, but I don't remember. So I was about ready to pull the cable out of the drop ceiling, meaning I had to go up and pull it and pull it, pull it, and again, wait for a new one to come in. And I decided, wait, let me take the ZV-1 and put it in here, just on the desk. There's a desk right here in front of me. Okay, and I've got a shorter mini, I don't remember if it's the smallest one. I plug it in, the ZV-1 is working perfectly fine. So that confirmed. It's the cable. Okay, so I figured, all right, I better start pulling it. And I got the ladder out and I said, why don't I try the GH4 camera, the one that my nephew uses on his Twitch, where he plays games. He's got a GH4 on his channel. And I've got one here. I guess he took after his uncle, and he got the same camera. So I took the GH4 from here and I put it in the kitchen. It worked. What is going on? So my conclusion is, maybe this is legitimate, maybe it's not, okay? The ZV-1 has less broadcast punch coming out of its HDMI cable than the GH4. So I unmounted the ZV-1 and I put it right back in here so you could see it. It's right here. Where is that? Where is the little old ZV-1? So I got the ZV-1 right here. Hello. Oh, I got the handle that lets me zoom it in and zoom it out. So that's kind of like a wide view of the room. Okay, everybody that's kind of like got that nosy personality, you know that type of person. They're in everybody's life. Okay, wait, I could see the chocolate cake on the chair right there. I could see, what is that? Oh, Peter must have changed shirts. Yeah, I used that in the kitchen. Okay, and then over on the right, the Christmas tree is over there and the bubble lamps, and I could see he's got a softbox hanging on the ceiling there. What is that dome over his head? You could see it all until I push this button and boom, it's all gone. Okay, so but it's hard to get this just in the right spot. You got to kind of like just tap it like that, okay? So we've got this. I can zoom in and out, and I guess this might take the place, if I zoom all the way in, okay, this might take the place of the GH4. Let's see if this guy will focus if I come in really close. Will it focus on the cake or on my face? Let's come in really, really close. Okay. It wants to. There it is. Okay, I got too close. All right, so that's the cake. All right, so that's going to have to work as the hand cam for the moment. So it's a little bit too tight, so I'll back that out and put that down. Okay, so now let's get back to business. Let's get back to business. Back and bowl. Anybody remember that movie? Okay, so Scotty, I hope there's Oreo cookie cake enough for every. We got plenty. And you know what? We can make more. After this show is over, I can go in the kitchen and go live right after this show, and I can make more chocolate cake. I'm all prepped to make some bread. So I don't know when I'm going to make it. Maybe tomorrow, or we'll see. So hi Scotty, good to see you. Jimmy, how are you doing? Hi Peter, I am the first today. No, you're not. First was Ray, and then Scotty, and then you. So you're third. So you're still in the triplets, in the Trinity. Okay, so you're in the top three. So that's what you got. So Scotty is saying, doggone it, Raymond. So I guess there's a race. Okay, there's a new game going on. Here's my favorite Tom in the whole wide world. It's Tom Buck. Hi Tom. Hi Heather. I love you guys. I really love you guys. I think of you often. I watch you almost every time you're on. I did miss the last one, but we did have a little bit of a problem. And we had an emergency lawyer meeting, and that kind of screwed everything up. So I wasn't able to watch you. So I'm sure you were wonderful. How can you ever not be wonderful? So thank you for being here. And Tom is a supporter of the channel. Besides all the good that he does, besides being so much bigger, he still supports the channel financially. Hats off to you, Tom. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you. God bless you double for that. So Ray is laughing or smiling at Scott for trying to beat him. And here, Lewis is now here. Lewis is just right up the road over there. Okay, he's in Hollywood. I'm in Miami. And so we're kind of like the Florida gang here. There is somebody else that comes in here that's in Florida also. And I can't remember who they are. Do you remember, Lewis? And here's Gregory. How you doing, Gregory? I think I might have spoken to him this week too. He was going in for a surgical procedure. So I hope everything went well. I pray for you in the name of Jesus that you are 100% healed and feel better and are up and around. So not only you, your lovely wife, and I'm not sure, do you have children? Will there be a Father's Day celebration this Sunday? If you have kids, I guess you will. And if you don't have kids, I would celebrate anyway and get the freeloaders out of your house. All right, so hi, Gregg. Good to see you. And Bob Asbury. Hey, everyone. Hi, Peter. I'm looking forward to watching your Oreo cake video, but I haven't clicked it yet, and tonight I will be snoozing in a jiffy. Happy Father's Day to you and to all the dads. Yes, happy Father's Day to all the dads, and thank you for wishing me a happy Father's Day. I feel like I'm a dad sometimes. Sometimes I feel like a nut. Oh, sometimes I don't. Almond Joy has nuts and Mounds don't. That was a commercial. The song didn't exactly sound like that, but kind of close. So, Bob, thank you very much. I know you're going to bed. Okay, all right, let me put you to bed, Bob. There he goes. He went to bed. Now let's wake up. Lewis, happy Father's Day weekend, everyone. Yeah, the whole weekend is Father's Day. And here, an awesome, amazing father. Okay, Merry Christmas, Peter, and good evening, Greggies around the world. Happy Father's Day. Driving now. I will be listening. ETA about 30 minutes. So Norm is driving his kids home. They probably had dinner together tonight. I don't know. You guys do the Jewish thing at sundown on Friday night when you have the special dinner with the prayer. And then everybody dig in. Okay. I don't know if you're doing that or if you're just getting together on the weekends. But I'm so happy that your kids come and see you while they have you. They're blessed. They're blessed. They're blessed. The lawyer is blessed. And the one that's not the doctor is blessed. She's actually, I think, a school teacher. So God bless all of you guys. I hope you get there safe. Norm, I hope you get back safe. Don't be watching now. You can listen, but don't be watching while you're driving. Okay? I don't know the name of your kids. Okay? But Mr. Lawyer, son, okay? Keep your dad on track. Otherwise, take him to court. We want Norm around, alive, well, and healthy for a long time. And those of you that have gotten your glass of water, we're all going to have a little sip of water now. What are you going to let me drink all by myself? It's just water with ice. I did put ice in it because it gets kind of warm after a while. But look at the size of this straw. I don't know who sells the long straws or which company has the long straws. I like the long straws. I don't want it to go down the wrong pipe, not live on the air, so I have to be careful. So I would nominate Norm for Father of the Year. Every single Friday, he is driving his kids home. And I hope they appreciate it. I'm sure they would. I'm sure they do, and they would, and they are, and they is. Who, what, where, when, how, why, okay, that type of thing. And Tom is saying those cakes look incredible. I'll take either one. Really, Tom? You think these cakes look wonderful? Oh, I can't, there's a smell to a chocolate cake that's wonderful when it's cooking. Okay, so let's try that camera. Okay. Nope. Come on, you can do it. Stop looking at my face. Oh, all right, sorry. We'll try this one. Keep my face out of there. Okay, you going to focus on that? Nope. Nobody wants to cooperate with focusing on my chocolate cake. Everybody is set to face detection. And Nikon Z6, I'll give you another try. I'll give you a fatter cake. Okay, so the Tom Buck, I got to get my face out. They just won't do it. I bet you the Sony does it great. So the little baby one, I think they lowered the price too. I think the price on that camera is lower. So Tom is smelling the cake and wants some. But Tom, get a bag of Oreo cookies when you go to the grocery store. And make sure you have some milk in the house. And I'm sure you got a blender. Take the Oreo cookies, not the family size, but the regular size, not the not the small one either. Rip them open, throw all the cookies into the blender, and turn it on low. Pretty low. You just want to crumble up all those cookies. Then take a scoop of milk, a cup of milk exactly, pour it in. I added 2 egg yolks, no whites, and a spoon of baking powder. That was just my own, a little, kick it up a notch, bam! What was that guy? Emerald, okay. And you pop it in the oven, and if you've got one of those things where you can take the temperature of the cake, it needs to cook, at least in my oven, to 203 degrees. 203, okay? Then pull it out, and making the chocolate topping is even easier. You get yourself a cup, okay? So you're going to get heavy cream, and the same amount of heavy cream it's got to be with chocolate chips, like the Tall House chocolate chips. Put them in a pan, melt it, okay, until they're all melted, and it takes a little longer than you think. So you're going to heat up the cream without burning it. You're going to heat up the cream without burning it, okay? Put in the chips. It's going to go into like a thick syrupy type thing. Pour it over the top. Basically, you're making fudge, okay? And then put the whole thing in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes so that it firms up. And then you've got those cakes, just like you see them there. So here's my favorite Kippy in the whole wide world. How you doing, Kip? I love you, dude. Thank you for being in here. It is, what time is it in Malaysia? I can tell you. Kip trained me. Okay. It is 10:21 a.m. tomorrow morning in Malaysia. So this is how I get my news a day in advance. So Kip is telling me now how my day is going to be tomorrow, okay? Because he's a full 12 solid hours ahead of us here in Miami. So hi, Kip. Good to see you. Yeah, you don't have to correct that unless I can't make out the words, okay? You don't have to correct it. I type bad as everybody else, so it's kind of like I can read mishmash now as well as type mishmash, and then the Apple thing helps me along by making unintelligible sentences. If I was in school now, I would blame everything on the computer. Well, I didn't do that, Mr. Buck. We got a teacher here. I didn't type it like that, Mr. Buck. The computer did that. And Tom would go, yeah, I've heard that one before. Detention for you, Peter. Thanks. Thanks, Tom. So anyway, Lewis is in the house. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Peter, you're looking sharp. Thank you. I actually took a bath. Lewis is checking in. Much love from Vancouver, Canada. Love you all so much. We be back, baby. So he's checking in. And he's taking his kids home, and he's coming back. No, he's probably going out for dinner or something. Thank you for coming in. And Lewis is... I got to admit, Peter, the 4K is looking incredible, and I didn't truly appreciate it until I tried looking into my own stream myself. Bravo, Peter. Okay, I get into conversations on the phone, okay? Sometimes I have conversations, nobody in the room, just me, and I'm conversing, okay? But I get a certain type of a personality that tries to tell me, you know what? You don't need to be going in 4K. Everybody does 1080, and that's basically true. I'm having a hard time remembering anybody that can think of that goes 4K. But I want to do something to be different. I'm older. I don't have that pizzazz of, a younger guy. Okay. So I figure I'm going to knock him over and kill him with love, which is my normal personality. Okay. And I'm also going to try to step up the quality. I want to be as good at this as, let's say, Tom Buck. Have you seen his live streams with him and his wife, his beautiful, gorgeous, intelligent wife, Heather? Did I get a few points there, Tom? Their quality is very high on Tom's channel and on Heather Just Create. And I know I signed up for Heather Ramirez, which is his wife, but I haven't watched it yet. But don't tell her, because then she'll get mad at me. Okay, the power just did a little blink. If we lose power, if I can get back on, I will. If I can't, oh, well, thank you for joining me. So I don't know what that power blink was about, because I do have UPS battery backup. The lights are not on it, but the cameras and the computer and the Sonnet box, which is what links everything together, is on. So I should stay on technically. Even the AT&T modem is on the battery backup. And no, it's not overloaded. I've tried it. Okay, it'll let me shut down organized. But I won't have light. So I'm not sure what would happen. That would be pretty interesting. No, it's not interesting at all. I don't want to find out what would happen. Okay, so thank you for noticing, Lewis, that the 4K is there. I appreciate that. That's my little extra kick to try to make it a little bit better. I realize I don't need a 4K. I'm just as happy at 1080, but it's kind of like a guy thing, a one-upsman, a bragging rights. That would be a good thing. Mario is here with me tonight. Thank you, family, for remembering and coming in. How you doing, Mario? Hello, Peter and friends. Happy weekend. Happy Father's Day weekend to you too, Mario. I love it when you're here. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope you're doing well. I kind of lost track if you're here in Miami or if you went over to Colombia, because he's got family. Mario's got family in both places. So let's see. Am I on the rotating cameras? Oh, I can see for myself. Black. I'm training myself. Black means that we are automatically changing cameras by themselves. Look, Ma, no hands. It'll change without me touching anything. Well, I could say, oh, see, it changed. Google. Yes. What's Amazon's girl that you could talk? And now the radio stations are doing that, which I think is very rude. If anyone is a radio station, there's no one here that's in radio station. I'm probably more in radio. So when they make that announcement over the air for what's her name to turn on the station, I resent that. Okay, so you're sitting there in your chair, you're comfortable, you're covered up, you're almost ready to go to sleep. And then the announcer or the commercial says, Google, or I don't want to say the other name because I know my brother's house has those, so I don't want to say anything and give her a command. But I just think it's kind of rude. So that's my mini rant for today. Doesn't make a hill of beans to anybody. So it's a safe rant. So here's Charles. Here's one of my favorite Charleses in every place. Charles, where are you? There you are. Happy Papa Day. There we go. Papa Day, Mama Day. We just passed Mama Day. Now we're on Papa Day. Happy Father's Day to you, Charles. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Don't read anything more into it other than love. God loves you. I love you. There's other people here that love you too. Do you believe that? That's true. Here's my favorite Randy. Randy, where'd you go? Oh, Charles is trying to fight Randy. Okay. Where did Randy go? Oh, there you are. I better put a star there so I know where I left off. You could put the ZV-1 on the rotation cameras scene. I was going to do that, but it got a little bit too close to when I went on the air, so I didn't do it. I could do it now, but you know what happens, Randy, when I get into doing and fixing this stuff up. You know, I don't know. I make a mess. So let's try. You guys can watch me screw everything up. Okay. So here's the ZV-1. Okay. Okay. So the first problem is the ZV-1's got a red. So I'm going to go in there and try to fix it. And that's where I'm going to mess things up. So the first thing I do is I duplicate that. So I'm going to duplicate that. Okay. Why don't I turn it on so you guys can watch? Okay. Live demo window. Okay. So now you can see everything behind the scenes. Ooh. Ah. Okay. All right. So I'm down here. Where's the mouse? There it is. Okay. So I'm going to make sure this is selected. It has to be hot. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to click duplicate. So now I have a copy of the Sony ZV-1. Okay. So I have got the Sony ZV-1 and a copy of the Sony ZV-1. All right. So I need to get it from here to here. It's got to go into this folder. So I'm going to grab it and I'm going to drag it down here and drop it. Okay, so now it's in the rotating cameras. So now if I click on it, okay, the first problem is I have the wrong colors up here. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to try to fix this. And this is where Peter gets himself into trouble. All right, so I'm going to click that and I'm going to try to turn the background to black. Okay, so let's go here. Ooh. See, maybe when I have an audience, it works. All right, so I turned it black. I'm going to click Save. Look at that. Look at that. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, and I'm going to move it up into the corner, like right up there. Then I'm going to lock this camera so it stays. See? I actually had an audience and it made it work. So the one thing that's missing is it doesn't have the timer on there. So I have got to click on the camera. All right, so I'm on. So let's unlock it for the moment. Okay, so let's come down here and add a timer to it. Okay, so how long do we want this camera for? Let's put this camera for 15 seconds. Somebody that knew what he was doing would get 15 seconds. All right, and let's take the 10 minutes and make it 0. Okay, and go to the next scene has to be checked, because in this amount of time, it'll transfer me to the next scene. Okay, now I can take this, I'm going to put it over here for the moment, just so that I can get back in and make it really, really small. And then what I'm going to do is, after everything is working properly, I'll go in there and, just like the other ones, I'll take out the timers. So you got to see me fix and set that up. And I'm going to come out of the live demo mode. Bam! There we go. So now it is in the rotating cameras. It is the first one, and after the ZV-1, it'll go to the S3 and then the Nikon Z6. So let's see what happens. We'll do that for a little bit and see what happens. So I did what you said, Randy, and I guess because I had a little bit of an audience, I didn't mess it up, but that hasn't proven to be true yet. Let it go through one of the cycles, and we'll see how that turns out. So Charles says, I need to gain 10 pounds. I need some of that chocolate cake. Oh, I don't know, Charles. I guess I'd have to be willing to... it smells so good. I bet you I could turn it sideways and it won't fall off. The crumbs will. Okay, so why am I being so bold? Because I poured the frosting while it was still warm on here, and it's kind of glued to the plate. Otherwise, Heather's probably going like, what the heck is he doing? Why is he turning that cake? Doesn't he realize it's going to fall out? Doesn't he know it's going to fall right out of that plate? How far is he going to go? Tom, call him on the phone. Tom, tell him to stop. Heather, calm down. Just create. Just create. I wouldn't do that to this one, because on this one, I did not pour it on while it's hot. After it got cool, I put it on with a spatula, okay? And if I turn this one over sideways like that, she's going to fall right onto my keyboard down here. So, Charles says, I'm in Florida. But of course I know you're in Florida. You're in Orlando. Of course you're in Orlando. I just saw you on the Peter Gregg Live group. Where were you at? You were at one of the studios in Orlando. It wasn't the Disney, it was the other one, Universal. And I think you did a live stream. You guys that are not watching Charles, you're missing out. Okay, give the man a break. He's old. He needs an audience. No, he's not. He's much younger than me. Okay, so but he does live stream and he uses Fuji. So if you're a Fuji fanboy, go over and watch Charles Richard. See the red writing? That's the name of the channel on everybody. So when I go to the next guy, who happens to be Shane. How you doing, my good friend? I love you, Shane. Thank you for being on In the Blues from Australia. The video I put up yesterday or today, whenever the newest one is, the one where I'm explaining what I did in the kitchen, that was done on the Olympus EM1 Mark II. Okay, and I'm saying that because Shane bought one and he said, Peter, I am buying one of these, and it is your fault if I don't like it because you convinced me to get one. So how did the video look when you look at it? Okay, it's in 4K. I recorded it on the Mac Mini using Ecamm Live, but I didn't stream it. I just recorded it. So after I recorded it, I finally got all the computers in this house on the same Asus, whatever you call those things, the wireless thing, and now they're able to communicate. So I record it on the Mac Mini while it's in the kitchen. I shoot it off over to my iMac where I do all my work, and then I uploaded that video through the AT&T connection. By the way, you guys that are on Final Cut Pro, there's an update that I just did. I guess there's some people sitting there that have nothing to do, and they want to think that they're worth the pay that they're getting, so they just do little stupid things, okay? And I'm not allowed to say that word, okay? So they took that nice razor blade, you know, when you cut, you go to the B, you click the B key, and all of a sudden your mouse becomes a razor blade. Well, they turned it into a scissors. So the icon changed from a razor blade, which implies very accurate editing, to a scissors, which I don't know anybody that can use the scissors and cut a straight line. And then you don't know which point to use. I mean, the scissors is not even closed. It's an open scissors. So do I use this one or do I use this one? And I'm going like, what is it? Is this like the 5th grade brigade working over an apple? I mean, I want to smack them up the butt or something to let them know, don't do stupid stuff like that. The blade was actually more implicating the fact that you're going to do a precision cut at this spot. Now we have a scissors. You don't know where you're going to cut. Okay, so by the way, Command Z undoes. So if you get a cut where you don't want it, do a Command Z immediately and then try again. So Apple, demerit. Tom, put them in detention, okay? They need 2 weeks in detention. That was about the dumbest thing I've seen. Anyway, so that was with Shane. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. I'm grateful when you come in because the time change between Australia and here is really a big time change. So it's kind of hard for him. Usually when I talk to him on the phone, he's like in a hurry to go get breakfast or lunch or something. And I'm like falling asleep at like 3 in the morning. So anyway, I love it when Shane comes in. Lewis says the cakes look great, Peter. I know I got you salivating up there. Between the bread and the cakes, I probably expect while you're driving around to get a call. Peter, I'm in your neighborhood. Do you think I could pick up a loaf of bread or maybe a cake? And I'm going to say, well, Lewis, here's how it is. The cake is in my stomach, but I might have an extra loaf of the bread in the freezer. So the cake, it stays here with Peter. So thank you, Lewis. I appreciate it. I bet you $1 to donuts, Aiden would get right into that cake, and he doesn't need no knife. He doesn't need no fork, just these, and Aiden would have that cake taken care of in no time flat. Aiden is his son. Happy Father's Day to you. Another amazing dad. Aiden needs to be watched 24/7 for health reasons, okay? I'm not going to get into what the complications are, but you just can't leave Aiden alone, okay? It would be life-threatening to leave the child alone. So Lewis watches him 24/7. His whole world revolves around Aiden. And he even has a PlayStation for Aiden in his car or whatever his vehicle is as he goes and does business at different places. Aiden's got his own little toy center where he can do, I don't know what kind of toys he likes in there, but whatever it is, Lewis has got them right there for him. So another Father of the Year kind of guy right there, an amazing father. These are the people that are our heroes, the fathers and the teachers, okay, that are acting like fathers for these kids that don't have a dad. and the teacher steps in inadvertently and becomes like a father figure. The better teachers do. Of course, you always got those a-hole kind of teachers that everybody hates. I had some of those too. Okay, I can remember them till this day also, just as well as I can remember my favorite teacher. Okay, so anyway, they make impacts. So they're our heroes. Speaking of heroes, okay, here's Lewis, who's a hero. Happy Father's Day, dude. I think I'm going to start out with the CamLink 1080 connector because I don't have a 4K camera yet. Even if you do, oh, I moved them in the kitchen. Shh. Now, I got two places to start looking for things that I can't find. So that 1080 for $20, okay, you can get, Charles Richard will tell you all about them. He's looked into them and stuff like that. I've got two of them here. So for streaming, yeah, you can get those. US, it's like around $20. Some of them are a little higher, you know, like maybe $22. I think I've seen them as low as $16, but then I haven't shopped for that in quite a while. So Lewis says the 4K is going the extra mile, and it is very appreciated. How do you do it? 4K card. How do you get it so crisp and clear? I am loving it. I've explained that a few times, but I happen to have one of these right here. Okay, so this is the card that I use. You see it's got 4 holes? See the 4 holes? Each one of those holes is an HDMI slot. And I can put up to 4 cameras right into that card, and it handles 4K 60p, which I'm only 4K 30p. Okay, so the big question becomes, where do you put that card? Well, if you have a Windows computer, it goes right into the motherboard. If you have Apple computers, like I got here, you need something to take care of that. So it's a PCI Express slot box, and you could put PCI cards into it, and it connects to your Apple computer if you're on Apple by any chance by the Thunderbolt connection. Easy as pie. So I've got all 4 slots taken up right here, and I don't know why, because I got 3 cameras. So I've got oh, I know what it is. The GH4 that was way up in the ceiling in the corner, I left the cable there because I don't want to go up there and pull it down, so that if I ever want to replicate that camera up there, the wires are run, the power is run. It's what they call plug and play, okay? So, but I don't have anything up there. But if I find a GH4 and it's kind of like cheapy weepy, you know, if you find one for up to $400, I got the lens to put in there. All I got to do is plug it in, and it's ready to go for the hand camera. So, but the ZV-1's doing a good job too. I can place that closer. Okay, so look who's here. It's Andre from Romania. Why was I thinking of Romania? The other day I thought about you, Andre. I don't know why, but I love you, dude. You know that. I see you giving me a smiley face and a heart. So thank you for being here with me. I so appreciate, because of the time difference, that you come in here while you should be sleeping. And you come and you say hello. Now that is a lot of friendship, dedication, and stuff like that. So I'm very appreciative if I do speak English. You probably speak English better than I do. So he's giving me a thumbs up. I feel short when I'm sitting on the chair, so I'll stand up. Don't worry, don't get up. I'm fine. All right, so A7S3 is where we're at. Andre is in the room, and I just finished telling him that I care about each and every one of you guys. So Mario says, I'm in Miami. Colombia is now in very dire straits. That's not good, okay? Nasty people with the support of U.S. socialists are working to make Colombia like Venezuela. That's, whoa, thumbs down. Problems in Peru also. People here can be so blind. Yes, they're told lies and they believe it. So most of the people are not bad people. okay? They just have been fed a certain diet. Like, you know, when you go pee, you have a habit of using one hand, and when you go to use the other hand, it just don't feel right. Sorry to get so personal, but they're told a lie for so long that it just becomes accepted, and then the people that have another thought, we're the odd man out, okay? So that's what's going on. You know, I've got my opinions on politics. I try to stay out of it. I open my mouth when I shouldn't. Oh well, you know, I figure 100 years from now, it won't matter to anybody. So, Andre says, I like your bubble lights. Thank you for noticing. I like the bubble lights many times when I go do my prayers, okay? You know, I sit in my room or whatever. I'll come in here and I'll not turn on any of the other lights, okay? And I'll just turn on the bubble lights. So if I turn off these lights here and I turn off the Christmas tree, okay, then all we've got is the front lights and the bubble lights. And it's beautiful to come in here when it's dark and you only got bubble lights, and I sit in the chair, and I have a big long prayer list because I can't remember to pray for everybody. So I started journaling, okay? So I write it down. I'm over here in the chair. Those of you that can't find me, I'm going, what? Did he have a power failure? Oh no, let's call Mabel. No, don't wake up Mabel. She hasn't been on the show for a while. So it just gets very peaceful in here. It gets quiet, especially if the big heavy guy with the big belly would be quiet for a little bit. This is such a peaceful feeling in here with the bubble lights, and it's just it's a pretty place to be. So I could do the whole show with just bubble lights and me. Now from this angle I only get one bubble light. I don't get the other two, but I do get the light that's in the tree, although the Sony A7S III sign is kind of like covering it. So that's what we've got going here. Mario says, sorry for the short but sad political comment. You just dragged me into it. You realize that, right? And I already read Andre, who said he likes my bubble lights, which started this whole thing. Mark, hello everyone. Mark says, no. Mark says the timer in Ecamm is great. I use it to start my show on time. Yep, that's what it's there for. I'm using it in a way that's different than what it's supposed to be used. Okay, let me get all the lights back on in here. All right, I'm using it because they have a feature that allows it to go to the next item. Okay, so now this is turned on my my hair light, okay, and it is also turned on the LEDs that go down the wall and around. See the blue over there? Those are a little corner of the LEDs. There's row 2. When we get over to the Sony A7S III, you'll see the LEDs on the whatchamacallit, on the wall. We'll give it a second so you can kind of see the lighting and how it does. So I'm on the Nikon right now. So you basically blunt on. The Nikon's like right in front of me. So this is the ZV-1. It's giving you a better depth of field because it's not so shallow. It's a f2.8 on a 1-inch sensor. So not only am I in focus, the big fat guy in the corner. All right, now this guy is at f1.4. Okay, so you see the LEDs that are running down the wall? It took me like 2 hours to get those up straight. There's 3 rows. Let me get out of the way. See row 1, 2, and 3? The camera changed, sorry. All right, so now I'll go over here and I will turn on the Christmas tree, and with it will be the overhead softbox and my lamp over here, which is on the piano, okay, which I'm not in that frame right now. So now everything is back on in the room. All the lighting, the tree is lit up. It's ready for Santa Claus to come. Okay, so Mark, I saw you tonight on David Osler when he was live. David was looking good, right? Did you watch the show? I saw you make a comment here and there. I made a comment because David comes in to say hello. So I like to try to catch him live to say hello. And what else? What can I tell you? So why am I looking... Peter made a mistake somewhere, because I'm looking straight, and that is not an A7S III. So I don't know what I did wrong, but I did it. Whatever I did wrong, and I just caught it now. So I'll fix it mañana, okay? Mañana. All right, so I saw you, Mark, and I wanted to make sure if you came in tonight that I said hello, and I let you know that I did get to see you. So Randy is giving me a thumbs up. Tom found the scissors. Those scissors are awful. It totally messed me up today, right? It was terrible, okay? So now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. This is not the A7S III. This is the Nikon, okay? The A7S III is on that side of the room, and it is this camera, okay? That's the A7S III. So I don't know. Whenever I fiddle, I get screwed, okay? So now I've messed it. So yeah, Tom, I was up late. I don't know if it was last night, and I was trying really quick to get things done. So I got it done. I uploaded the video from today that went up today, I think. The kitchen video, if it was either last night or today. And then I figured, okay, I'm not going to do anything for a while, so it's safe to update. So I updated. Don't ever update, guys, when you're in the middle of a very important project. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, don't touch it, don't mess with it. Okay? So, I wasn't in the middle of anything important, but I was recording little segments. Because I'm going to take that video that I did that's 30-something minutes, and I'm going to use the razor blade, and I'm going to actually slice that up and make a shorter version of just making the cake part for Peter's kitchen. So I figured I'll start. I'm relaxed today. There's not any pressure of anything going on. And so I pushed the B, which is the button that you use for slicing. And what? Ha! Who put a freaking scissors there? Who in their right mind would put a scissors where there was a razor blade so I could do a precise cut? The razor blade was like at an edge, and the very tippity point, right, that would cut your finger, poke your finger, is exactly where you want to give it. Now, you do get the line, okay? So I'm overblowing it a little bit. However, what a poor choice. It's kind of like somebody had nothing better to do, so they decided to mess things up. And if I was a cusser, I would say cuss words there, honestly. Let's get some H2O into the PETER through the STRAW. Boy, it's so good when the ice cubes make the water feel like it's sweating. It doesn't make sense, I know, okay? But it tastes like the water is sweating, and it just tastes better. It's cold and sweaty water. Figure that one out. You're a better man than me. So Tom has discovered... Tom has discovered the scissors. Oh, dear Lord. Do they check with anybody before they do that kind of crap, Tom? It's kind of like we're low end with our, I'm very low end, but Tom is bigger lower end. He's not like a multi-million subscribers. But why can we see it so clearly and so quickly, and the people that are paid the big bucks at Apple, whoosh, like right over the head? Okay, so all I need to make it complete is for somebody to come in here and say, but I like the scissors, Peter. No cake for you. No chocolate cake for you. So, Mark, was there a little lip sync issue in your last video, Peter? Maybe it was my connection. Yeah, I would try it again. Okay. I would like to know. I did watch sections of it, but because I put it up so late, I went to sleep after that. I didn't watch it to be super clear. So there could have been some lip sync, but it's only the people that really, really watch for that stuff. The majority of people wouldn't. So it's not like I'm going to pull it up. Pull it down and put it back up. So you tell me, Mark, if there was or not. Many times when I do get into a lip sync situation, try to say that fast, just even once, then I find if I just do a refresh, it fixes it. It's YouTube getting out of lip sync. So Lewis says, I didn't update Final Cut Pro X. It's actually the main feature of the reason that they decided to, or not that they decided, is so that it'll work on the Mac Mini M1, which is, well, it works, but I mean, it's now native to it. That's the purpose. The scissors was just to piss people off. I firmly believe that somebody there figured, we're just going to tick some people off, and they're going to laugh, they're going to go for lunch, and we're going to have to suffer for the next number of years. Canon, I'm sorry, well, they deserve it too, but Apple should be kicked in the butt. Who's the biggest guy in the room? You get the job of kicking Apple in the butt, okay? So everybody else will hold Apple and kick him in the butt. Charles says, I'll stick with DaVinci Resolve 17. It's free, and it's probably one of the best programs to use, but it's got a very stern learning curve because most people don't use the software. So you get in there. I just downloaded 17 a couple of days ago because I think Sly is using it. So if I have to help her, I figured I better at least take a look around and see what it's about. And I wasn't able to get along with it too quickly, okay? So it would probably take me a week of intense watching videos, how to do this, how to do that, to make it my own tool. That's the most important thing, guys, for all of you guys, whether you're doing live or you're doing static, even if you're doing pictures, okay? When you get a software that works with you and it actually becomes a tool in your hands, meaning that you don't have to think about it. I know to hit the letter B, and I get a razor blade, and it's going to, I could just, move along quickly. So when they do something like change it to a scissors, that's not nice. There's people that work with that a lot. So that is kind of like a joke on their own customers. That's the way I see it. There was no reason to change that to a scissors from a razor blade, okay? Now, the only reason that I can think of is they're trying to make it so that it's easier to work with this stuff on like a phone or an iPad, all right? So maybe the blade can't be seen very well if you're working on an iPad, but you know what? Everybody else that's working on this, that has got their big expensive computers that they charge $3,000 to $4,000, $6,000, they basically said, screw you to us, okay? We care about the guy that's working on the little iPad, and that's what we get. So, yeah, Charles, I bet that Resolve doesn't do any crap like that. Mark says, if you can cut with the blade, you always drag the frames to show more. The cut is not really that permanent in Final Cut Pro. Yeah, I know. No offense. I don't want to be corrected. I want to slap them. That's my motivation. Even if Apple came and stood here and said, we did this because the Achilles tendon were lined up with the Jupiter elbow and the little toe of Pluto did all that lined up and the scissors just works that well, and I would say, come here, a little closer, bam! That's what I think about your toe and Pluto, okay? Put the damn blade back. Give me this Achilles tendons and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, Lewis is originally filmed movies were edited with scissors and clear tape for your information. Go home, Lewis. I don't want to hear about the tape. And I yes, they were. But I bet you it took just a little bit amount of time for somebody to get a blade out, and not only that, but make a trough so that the blade would go right down that channel and it would cut that film perfectly in the right spot. Okay? I love you, Lewis. I just don't like the scissors, and it's my show, okay? I don't like the scissors. So everybody that likes it, guess what? You got what you wanted. So I get to complain. Complain, complain, complain. Okay? Charles says they are called HDMI to USB-C 2.0. They cost around $11. There is a new one, though, that I just got from China, and it blew me away. It's called HDMI to USB-C 4K. Yes, it does 4K 60. Okay, so let's finish the rest of this for Charles. I'm looking for one of those suckers that'll plug into the USB-C, into the Thunderbolt. Okay, obviously the eCam, the 4K eCam is the big boy on the block. It's actually the price has even come down. You know what I sold mine for? $295. I sold those two, and that's how I paid for that card. Because this card is $500. Who's going to go around and buy a $500 card? Okay, so when the pandemic came about, and we saw price gouging, they were up to like $380, $370, and I'm going like, oh my God, that's crazy. For that amount of money, I basically bought the Sonnet box and that card, and I switched completely out of those. Okay, so Charles, you can't put a link here, but put it in the Facebook. I would like to know, or I can just look on Amazon. I would like to see a USB-C plug-in, so it's not on the USB 3.0 or 3.1. That I looked for that. That's pretty cool. Randall says GH6 instead of a GH4. Well. Hello? Oh, hi Panasonic. How you doing? Everybody's good there? Oh, you had to let a few people go? I'm so sorry to hear that. I can't imagine why you guys are selling so many of those cameras, because they're so desirable. Yeah, I figured you'd be hiring people, Panasonic, instead of firing. So let me ask you a kind of a personal question. I know your line is we can't talk about future products, but what about the GH6? He's laughing. Hello, Mr. Panasonic? I just want to get a little information. If there's anything you can tell me about the GH6. I'm on a phone call. I'm talking to Panasonic, okay? He's still laughing. GH6. Now I hear 3 people laughing on the phone. All right, if that's the way you're going to be, bye-bye. We'll talk some other day. Nope, couldn't get anything out of him. The GH6. Oh, that's so funny, Randy. I love it. Don't quit your day job. I know you want to stand-up comedy, and that would be a good comedy line, but you'd have to have a room full of camera people. Output for under $20. That goes back to Charles's statement about 4K up to 60p using the USB-C. So for $20, that's going to put it in reach of every. I should actually test that and see what. Okay, what's happening? Andre says it would be cool if you could borrow from B&H the Sony 50mm 1.2 GM. I've got the 1.4, so I don't think the 1.2 is going to be that much of a difference to take and use that amount of money, because they try to keep me under a certain ceiling. To test that lens, there would be not many people that be that interested. What I'd like to get, I can say it with a straight face, I'd like to get the GH6. Yeah, the 1.2. I had the Canon 1.2 in here. It just makes more blur, and I think we're at a blur limit. We have reached our blur limit, and I am known for my blurs. But let's see if they got it in stock. I might get it, okay, and I'll have you in mind when I do it. But I don't think there's many of us here that actually would buy that. It's not that useful. Harry says he's not here. It's a figment of my imagination. Harry, you're a figment. And Amber, you're both figments of my imagination. But thank you for coming in and wearing your mask. I hope you guys are feeling good, because every time I talk to you, you're not feeling good at all. It makes me very worried. So I do pray still, even though you guys don't come in. I pray for you. I pray for Amber. I pray for Amber. I pray for you. So I hope you're feeling better and you don't have any kind of a procedure going on, and that kind of a thing. We're heading into, we're 1/3 of the way almost through summer. So I hope you're feeling good, feeling strong, eating well, getting a little exercise, even if it's just a little walking around the house. Just feel better, I pray that for you. Hello, family. I hope all is well. That's from Harry. He's a member of our family. Actually, we sent him Thanksgiving dinner. Wasn't that nice of everybody? That was very sweet of you guys. See, and everybody said you're not super sweet. So, Randy says, okay, lock down that ZV-1, Peter. Yeah, it's locked. I could see it on my list there. So it is locked. So I actually, we just got off of the ZV-1 and moved over to that guy, the S3. So, yep, Mark says, I did see you in that Osler show. Yeah, I saw you there too. That was pretty cool. And Aaron is in the house. Probably, I've given you a title. I don't know, Tom Buck is catching up. I don't know if he's surpassed you or not. But Aaron does a lot of live shows with interviews. The interview mode. Remember we did that last week, or was it the week before? Where people were able to call in. Well, this guy right here does a lot of that. I would say he's a champion at interviewing live on his apartment in New York City. New York City. Aaron says, I looked at cars today. Would you lease or buy? Did you buy your Tesla outright? Yeah, I bought my Tesla outright, and they just delivered it straight to my door. They handed me the keys. No, there's no keys in a Tesla. No, I wouldn't lease. The attraction for leasing is it doesn't take a lot of money to get into a new car. The unattraction is after 2 years of paying out a lot of money, you ain't got nothing, honey, like the cereal. Okay, there's no car sitting out there that you could sell. There's no equity, and that's up to you to decide, because the lease can be written off, okay, off of taxes. So maybe if you are in a big money position and you've got hundreds or millions of dollars coming in, maybe the lease would be more helpful to you on the final line of your income. But you know, for us common folks, I see buying a 2-year to 4-year-old car that's in good shape probably one of the best things in terms of a move to make. Most of the depreciation is already out of the car. What do they say? It's like 24 or 29% the moment you drive off the lot, except those that get the 30-day. There's some states that force the dealers to have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So, but you drive right off and you've lost 25% of your value. So if you bought a $100,000 car, within 3 seconds, it's worth $75,000. Okay, so that's a pretty tough nut to swallow. I've tried to swallow that nut. One of the worst things I ever did. Remember the Chrysler Concorde? I leased that for $119 a month. Really, really nice car. But after I was in it for 2 years and they took the car back, I gave them all that money and there's no car. Nothing to show for it. Yes, I got to use that car for those 2 years. So that's kind of like the privilege of using that car for a certain period of time, and you pay for that, okay? But I don't feel it's a smarter money move, and I really got a scolding from my accountant. So I'm glad you brought up my quote-unquote Tesla. You guys have given like $115 in donations. So, you know, the Buy Me a Coffee underneath, and other people put money to support me and stuff. I opened an account at Fidelity. Fidelity, what do you call it? Investments. So let me step out of the frame for a second so I can give you the information. So I opened an account with Fidelity. I added an extra $5. Let's log in over here. And the reason that I went with Fidelity is you don't have to buy a whole share. You can buy what they call slices. Okay, let me log in because okay, I'm logged in. So now I'm going to go to Fidelity. And Fidelity Investments, I'm going to log in. And what's my password? Oh, great. Oh, maybe this is it. Let's go in. Okay, it got me in. Okay, so I opened the account for $220, and it's worth today $210. So we've lost $10. Let me look at positions, okay? So it says that the last price for Tesla, I bought Tesla stock, okay? So I bought, I think, $200 worth of Tesla stock, and the last price change was up $6.71. So it's worth right now $623. Okay. All right. So I paid $606.99. So you guys that want to keep a record, all right, we bought a piece of Tesla stock for $606.99, and it closed today at $623.99. So, I didn't open for $220. I opened for $200. Okay, so actually we're up $2.20. All right. So the Tesla stock is worth $623.31, and we paid $606.99. Okay, and I actually bought $199.70 worth. They rounded out. Okay, so I'm just giving you the figures and the numbers. So I open an individual account, and the money that you guys donate is going into Fidelity Investments, and I am buying slices. They call it a slice because the whole share is $623. We don't have $623. But if somebody donates $10, $20, $30, there's a couple of you guys that put in some big donations. So as the value of that Tesla share goes up, we bought it for $606, and today, it's Friday, it's $623, so we have an increase. All right, so that's what's happening with the people that are donating. I'm putting it in there, and maybe with leverage, we'll be able to buy the Tesla, and I'll just start a Tesla channel. And you'll be sitting Peter in the Christmas room and Peter in the Tesla. And we'll be driving around the block, all electric, and no gasoline, no oil changes, no belt changes, no air filters, no oil filters, no transmission filters, no transmission oil checks, no radiator fluid. You just plug it in. And you buy tires, okay? So if you're going to peel out all the time and you're 19 years old, you're going to buy more tires. So we are up. It took me a while to figure out what I was reading, okay? So we bought it at 606, and you guys can watch, okay? Because, you know, you've helped make that purchase. So we bought it at 606, and it's 623 on the close of Friday today. There's no stock market on Saturday or Sunday. So we made some money, honey. Okay. So at first I thought it was down. I don't know where I got 220 from. So, but we bought $199.89 or something like that. And now it's worth $210.36. So overall, since I made that purchase, we're up $10 overall. Okay. So we're doing good. Now, it will go down. And actually, it's not the time to get sad when it goes down. It's the time to add more money. It's on sale. Okay, so we bought it at what did I say? 609 or something like that. So if it goes into the 500s, let's say it goes to 570 or 580, we'll have taken a loss. However, if there's any money there from you guys, thank you so much when you send money, okay, or you buy me a coffee underneath down in there, that type of stuff, that money is going to go into Fidelity, and I'll be able to report to you how our investment is going and how our Tesla is going. And no, you can't borrow the car. You're not my teenage son. And I would say no to him too. But it might be fun to watch as time goes on, as donations get given here and on, what's the Peter's Kitchen? That one is monetized. So people could be giving donations there, and I will be taking that money, and it will go into Fidelity Investments. You want the account number so you can pull out the money? Okay, it starts with number 374. I'm making that up. Okay, so you can keep an eye on our Tesla investment in the company, and you could follow along, and it's just fun. Now, if you want to see why it makes a good investment, in my opinion only, okay, look up on YouTube for Austin, Austin, the city of Austin in Texas, Austin Gigafactory. That guy got permission to do flyovers of the new Gigafactory that they're building in Austin, and he got permission from Tesla to do flyovers with the drone, okay, it's amazing what they're building there. And every day or 2 or 3, he comes up with a new video, and he just flies the drone, and it says that he got permission from Tesla and Elon Musk. Now, I don't know if that was a joke or if Elon personally authorized him to do it, but you can see the building going up. I think it's 3 floors. It looks like it's bigger than 10 football fields. It actually crosses a main interstate highway, so they put dirt underneath it, and they're building a road because they own property on both sides of the interstate that's over there. Randy would probably recognize the name of the interstate and all that information right off the bat. So that is an update, and if I forget, remind me, and I can walk over there. I can pull it up on the old Macintosh, because that's where I've got the account. That's where I logged in, so it's got to remember my login stuff. And I could give you a report week after week. We could see how we're going to get rich. Okay, so now the Tesla share is $623 on the closing today. So if you have an account at E-Trade, or you have an account, this is USA, guys, okay? If you have an account at E-Trade or TD Ameritrade, you have to buy a whole share, which is $623. Okay, so that might be easy for a couple of you to buy a share or 2 or even more, okay, and put a few $1,000s in. But we had $200 to work with. All right, so I deposited. I'm remembering now because I did this 2 weeks ago. All right, it was like $190, so I rounded it up to like 205 or something like that. All right, so at Fidelity Investments, I opened a brokerage account, and at that brokerage account, I actually bought just the number of dollars that we had, and it wound up costing $200, okay? And now tonight, it's worth $210.36. And don't you dare take my 36 cents. It's $210.36. They don't charge commissions to make a purchase either. So it's not like $7 every time I add money into that account. It's completely free. So they call that overhead. So there's no overhead to actually buying a share. So that's what we are. We are up $10.36, guys. We're rich. We're going to go to Chick-fil-A or Popeyes and get one of those chicken sandwiches. So, Aaron, you brought all that on, but thanks, because it reminded me that I needed to tell everybody what was going, that I opened an account, and that's where the donations are going. So everybody that made the donations, thank you so much, okay? And what will be the good that comes out of that? The good that comes out of that is maybe in 300 or 400 years, we'll have enough money to go down and say, give me one of those Teslas, okay? And we'll start a whole new channel. This is how you charge the battery. This is how it sounds when you're driving. This is kind of what the range is. We'll see what the pickup speed is on how fast it's going to go or how slow. We'll see how well it rides. I mean, there's just so much. How do I wash it? Maybe when I wash it, I could take a video. This is how Peter washes his Tesla. And that'll be a video, okay? I don't know. I'm trying to think of different things. But there are some people with Tesla channels that are soaring because people are just want to see what's going on with the Tesla car. So thank you, Aaron, for reminding me. And now everybody knows that we all have an account. It's my account, not yours. So when I say we all, it's because I feel like we're all part of the family. I do that with my family. Yeah, our account. And then, one of the smart ASSs will say, well, can I have some of the money out of our account? No, you can't. So Aaron looked at cars. So thanks, Aaron. You kind of reminded me. All right, so Harry's up. Harry. Me internet is a little bit whacked out today and night. Oh, so his internet is acting up. Harry's internet is acting up. Well, I hope you get it fixed, because my whole internet in the house went down about a week and a half ago, and I was up and down the ladders trying to figure out, and it was a cable. One single cable just went bad, and it was the 75-footer, of course. It couldn't be the short, like 8 or 10-foot cable. It had to be the 75-footer. So I had to rerun that. And that's when I took the time to put the Asus router and the Asus extender all on the same network. And now the Mac Mini here can discuss things with the iMac. And if I take it in the kitchen, it's still on the same network. So everything is a lot happier now. Even the Windows 95, I got like a 10-year-old computer in the bedroom, all on the same network. So there we go. Norm is back on the couch. Interesting live stream tonight, Peter. Uh-oh. I hope that's a compliment and not a bad thing. So we are live streaming, and Harry is giving, he says, I love you all. And I love you too, Harry, and other people in here love you too, and pray for you. And Amber, your better half, your prettier half, okay? Ray says, I use Premiere Pro. One of the great things about being in the field of digital design is that it forces you to use Adobe software, so I don't have to deal with Final Cut Pro issues. See, you've got a plus going there. That's called awesome, wonderful, happy. But I don't use Premiere Pro. I use Final Cut Pro, and I love it. Mark Foss is up. If I click on him properly. Maybe the blade looked too dangerous in the political correctness wielded its head at Apple headquarters. Apple's a screwy place. What can I tell you? A lot of the big companies are screwy, okay? Things that I just would not approve of, but I'm in no position to do anything about it other than complain. So I complain, then I go eat some chocolate cake, and I feel all better. Lewis is laughing at me. No worries, Peter. I also like the blade tool. See? So far, it's 100 out of 100 that we like the blade tool. Mark says the scissors look downright cheap. Yeah, they gave us a cheap pair of scissors on top of everything in Final Cut Pro, I have to say. So that's Final Cut Pro 10, but he doesn't put that in because it's really just Final Cut Pro. So Ray says, Mark, contrary to the popular belief, corporations really don't care about political correctness unless they believe it will affect their bottom line. Only then will they take a fake public stand. Mark says, Ray, who knows what they are thinking? Many manufacturers are doing weird stuff lately, like the retro Nikon camera that's coming out, for instance. Yeah, I'm not even going to touch that one. Nikon, you know, they're trying to survive. Did they get it? They're trying to survive? Hello, Charlie? Okay, not you, Charles, okay? What are they doing? I don't get it. Try starting at being normal. Okay, now you can blame me, Peter. Why aren't you normal? Why aren't you sitting behind a desk and just giving a normal video? All right, you got me. Okay, but I'm not doing this because, oh, I want to be wacko weirdo. Okay, I realize that I might look like that to a lot of people. All right, but this is the real me. Christmas is Christmas for me all year long. Christmas always also says something without me opening my mouth. What's Christmas really about? Okay? And Christmas gives me a lot of really neat lights that I need to make the cameras screw up. So it fits the bill. I can do that. Now, I could sit at a desk, okay, and start working on better, worse, plain backgrounds. Look at Ray. Ray's got a black background. It's like black. Right, Ray? It's like a black background, and it's cool. But, you know, as people start to love you more and more and more, they're going to want more of you. That's why they're coming to watch you. They want you. There's something about you, especially when you smile. There's something about your delivery when you talk. There's something about your thinking patterns. And people start to watch you more and more. And they actually, in their own minds, they become family. All right? And they're going to want to see more of you. All right? Now, you can have a trend, and your trend is having a solid black background. I think it's awesome. I like it, okay? But you know what? There'll be a big fanfare when you eventually change that, because everybody will have been situated to this is what Ray is about, okay? A good-looking young man. He's got this solid black background. He's making a statement. I'm serious about what I'm doing, okay? But when you change that, they is going to know it, and they're going to become vocal about it, and they're going to love it too, because they want, like I said, more of you. That's what being online is about. Ask Charles. Here's Charles. I did buy the HDMI to USB-C 3.0 4K, and I tested it. Okay, that's the first important thing. Awesome capture card for the price. I also got another lens, the 23 1.4. Really impressed. That's good news. Very good news. Tom says, weird that you now press B to bring up scissors. Yeah, it should be S, right? Should be S. BS, get it? I made a joke. I didn't even realize it. I noticed they changed the master term in the color wheels. Oh, I didn't notice that one. So I think they wanted to make things more PC, which is ironic on a Mac. Boy, you nailed that. They want to be more PC-like? Wrong news. Okay, so I did learn something. I don't know if you will like it. I don't mean will you like it or you'll dislike it. I don't know if it appeals to you or not. But, of course, going in the kitchen, I had to start from scratch with the coloring. Okay? Getting the cameras in color and stuff, and you guys can critique me and tell me you like the colors or you don't, and so on and so forth. But my guru, whose name is Osvaldo, that he basically, God connected me up with him just as I switched from Windows to Mac. So all the questions that I had was at the end of a phone call. Okay, so that was a blessing. If you don't know that was a blessing, that was a blessing. So there's a program called Color Finale, and you can own it or you might not own it. But the unique thing about it is it's got its own color wheels and sliders and all that. So they replicate in this plugin that you put in Final Cut Pro, okay, where you can fix it up just like you would normally like. And then if it's going to be something you're going to do over and over, you change it as a preset, okay? So when I take the Mac Mini M1 and I put it into the kitchen, now I'm working with an Olympus camera and a GH4 that are more active than they were here. They're basically the main players. So the coloring on that needs to be spot on. So he told me to get the Color Finale and get the trial. So I did. I was able to bring in the colors that you see on the video for today's video on setting up the kitchen, setting up a new studio, whatever that's called. Okay, but it has a feature in one corner. When you click on it, you get extra choices, and one of them is export to LUT. So I was able to take a video clip, take it into the Final Cut Pro on the 2017 iMac, completely grade it the way I want, coloring, saturation, temperature, sharpness, which I don't like their sharpness slider, by the way. What else? Whatever you can do to change, and you can change red, green, blue individually. I mean, it's got all those changes like it was its own processor, you know. And then once you get it looking just right, you export it as a cube file, which is an LUT. It's .cube. And then I shot that over to this computer here, okay, which the Mac Mini in the kitchen is what I'm using, all right. And I, straight out of the Olympus camera, I put in the LUT. Bam! Instant perfection. I was like, oh my God, how did that happen? And then I did that for the Olympus also, the one on the roof. Okay, I've got it mounted to the roof. So that, Tom, was worth the $120 or whatever it was, $119. Because it's like, I think $150. And if you buy it within, I forgot. If you buy it within 14 days, they give you a 14% discount, you know, trying to get you to take the action of making the purchase. After I was able to make a LUT, because remember I asked you on your show, how can I make a LUT? Because I can color grade the Olympus to look wonderful on the 2017, the old iMac. How do I get that to work in the kitchen? Okay. Well, yeah, I use Ecamm. They don't take a preset from Final Cut Pro. So what Ecamm does take is a LUT. So how do I make a LUT? With all this wonderful preset that I have, how do I make a LUT? So for the first show, the first two shows that I did, I actually just recorded it the way the lighting was and everything, and then I made a preset. So when I brought it in here, I clicked on the preset, and I was able to actually change it instantly. So you go, okay, so what's your problem? I can't do that live. When it comes in, it looks terrible. Well, not totally terrible, but it doesn't look acceptable. It's not to our standard, okay? So when I go, if I do live, like tonight, I was thinking maybe I might do the show live, okay? Well, I'll be able to have the colors that I want, because I can open a LUT business. LUTs are us. Peter Gregg's LUT House. Instead of Nut House, LUT House. And then you just color grade somebody's picture or video and export it as a LUT and sell it to them for $25. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying it's that easy to make the LUT. If you're able to color grade, all right, which I do pretty well at, I can make a LUT. And Color Finale, it's final with an E, finale, okay? And it exports LUTs. So I was thinking, I gotta let Tom know. Well, I just did. Mission accomplished. Let's see, Lewis says, is Sly in the building? Well, she was switched over, because I did talk to her earlier this week on the phone. and she was switched over to daytime. And I don't know what daytime means, so she might be home by now, but she's working in a city where she's got to travel an hour and 20 minutes each direction. So I feel kind of bad, That's like 2.5 hours a day times 5 days. So 5 times 2 is 20. She's working half a week for free sitting in the car, okay? If you add up all that kind of time. So anyway, Mark says, Fidelity, does the account cost you and do they charge a withdrawal fee? Any hidden costs? No. They are right in the middle of everything. Okay, so I don't know what the hidden cost of GST is, but no, there's no withdrawal fee. It connects right up to the bank. So you guys that put the money in and gave the contributions, it went into, I think, PayPal or Stripe, I don't remember, or both, okay? So I put that into my bank, and then I just moved it over into Fidelity. So they don't have any charges that I can see. I'm sure there's some, but apparently you know what you're looking for. I would say, well, let's see, TD Ameritrade charges me a commission if I buy a Canadian company, because I do have some Canadian silver, all right? And they charge me a commission on penny stocks. But if I buy a standard stock like AT&T, Verizon, Costco, Disney, that type of stock, it's a zero commission thing. But TD Ameritrade doesn't allow slices. So I have no way to buy $200 worth of Tesla stock because we don't have enough money to buy a full share. So with Fidelity, you could buy just $200 worth, okay? And so I did. So that's it. That's why I opened that account there. Charles Schwab has the slices also, but my nephew is much more into it, and he said they're harder to navigate. So he says you're far better off with Fidelity. So I opened it, and that's why I gave you guys a report. Randy is answering. Sly's either driving home or at work. When she comes in, we'll see it. We'll see it. I hope she gets in before 12, because I'm hoping to sign off by 12. The comment section calls for Sly have begun. Sly, 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 Sly. Some enchanted evening. Mark says, Peter's share market ticker. Will that become another channel? I don't know. Can I do that? I thought you couldn't talk about stocks unless you had a certain kind of a license. So I try to be careful. Next, Peter's channel will be for gaming. Oh, can you just see me playing a game? Dear Lord Jesus, I can barely see the screen now, and I'm going to have to get that car around the corner before it skids off the path. What's the popular games these days? And don't tell me all about shooting games. I don't like where you drop in and you're a paratrooper and you're shooting your way out of that. That's not the kind of game I want. Okay, and I don't want the little girl games either. No. Don't they make a solid game that's between killing the crap out of people and just having a good time? There's no such games like that. That's why I don't bother with the games. It's so violent. It's like, I don't want to do that. Okay, so Randy says he will be playing solitaire on his new GH6, which will have the connection directly to the internet. You know what? The GH6, they're going to throw in as many features as they can to keep you away from actually seeing that they got lousy, stinky, crappy focus. Unless they surprise everybody with TOF, okay, time of flight, which is the only limitation on that is the distance, okay, and I don't know what the limitation is. It could be 10 feet, it could be 50 feet, okay. I'm hoping that it works, let's say, up to 25 feet. That would be comfortable. So you could be at any kind of an event, birthday party for kids, stand back, Okay? And basically it's a laser that is like sonar. It pings. And it gets an instant, incredibly accurate reading. So it'll go from having the worst autofocus of all the cameras you could buy, if you compare them. They're definitely not considered the best, okay? To actually becoming better than the best. That's what would happen if they instill a TOF focus system in the GH6. You'll hear it here, but then what do we get? We get 20 people, we get 30 people in here, we got 18 people, 19. Hey, whoever just came in, hello, thank you. Okay, so that's what will be going on. Randy says the new version of Windows 11 looks more like the Mac OS. So kind of like, does the Mac OS trying to become more like Windows while Windows is trying to become more like Mac? Is that what's happening? By the way, thank you, Randy and Sly, for what we went through last week. It went down very well. I didn't know how it was going to pan out. I don't know if it was last week or the weekend or the week before. We were open to have people call in, and I took a call from someone I didn't know. Obviously, they knew nothing about us, okay, that person, but there was no problem. So I started out by, killing them with love, being nice, listening. The conversation was always kind of like on the line. I wasn't sure if it was going to go over, and I didn't find out till 3 or 4 days later that Randy and Sly, who are both moderators, were sitting there at the edge of their seats, just waiting to knock him off, except for one thing, they couldn't. I was on a live call, okay? But don't worry, I had it here too. My finger was on the button, and I would have just said, oh, we don't talk like that in here. This is a family-oriented show. But I showed the guy some love. I spent a little time trying to get into him. He knew nothing about cameras, never saw me before. I think he just happened to see I was live, and he came in and decided to call in. So he was drinking his whiskey and smoking his cigarette and talking to me. And poor Sly and Randy were at the edge of their seats like, we got this, Peter, we got you covered. So thank you to all you guys that are, I think I made everybody and his uncle that was on that a night long ago is a moderator, so. Cheers to years and years of happy tears. I don't know, that's not quite so good. Well, happy tears mean you won the lotto and you're crying, okay? Yeah, years and years of happy tears. Okay, so there we go. I think we got to the end. Woo-hoo-hoo. When did that? Let's do the whole thing all over. Let's go all the way back up to the beginning and just do all the comments all over. And look who we got. We've got Ray. Yeah, hi, Peter and company. Yeah, yes, I'm first again. Okay, so I'm not going to do everything. Okay, so you know who seems to have come alive with expectations is Sony. Sony has some interesting cameras that are coming up. I don't want to sit on the chocolate cake. That would be funny. To sit on the chocolate cake live. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh, okay. Do I have my sitting cameras in here? Yes, I do. Okay. That one. How come I always have a hard time finding them? Okay. Sony ZV-1. Okay, so let's see. Do I need to do any adjustment here? Let's put that. Oh, that's a nice bubble lamp over on the side. So that's perfect. Oh, okay, so that's the Sony. You know what? I think I can add a little bit of saturation to the Sony also. That's just a little bit of saturation. Does that look good, guys? Okay, I guess if it doesn't, I will be told. Right quick. Okay, so now Sony seems to have come to life. we've got some expectations. We've got a couple of there's even one that I'm interested in. Okay, and that is the one where they're basically going to make it their flagship camera for the APS-C, the crop sensor. Like on Canon, they got the M6 Mark II. That's their flagship camera for their crop sensor. And let's move that around. Rule of thirds, or close to it. Okay, and whatever this new one is that's going to come from Sony is going to become their chief top-end camera. Okay. Sly is in the house. Hi, happy Friday, Peter and Peter-tarians. It's been a night. Came home to a very hot house. Had to diagnose and run back out to get a new thermostat. Oh, no. Then had to put it in. Sorry, so late. If anyone could do that, Sly can do that. Okay, you know what else Sly can do? She can listen. Hello, Sly. How you doing tonight? You put in a new thermostat. What a gal. What a gal. What a gal Sly is. Oh, Sly, a special song for you now. I'm expecting to see Raymond make a comment, but it's too late. I'm already singing right now. Oh, that reminds me. Wait, I got something funny to talk about, okay? First, Sly says, a very happy Father's Day, all of you proud daddies. Well, I feel like a daddy. I'm not a daddy, but I feel like a daddy, okay? But let me show you something that Sly sent me in the mail, okay? I need a stand-up camera for this, okay? I definitely need a stand-up camera, okay. So, a few weeks ago, I said my balls are too small. And of course, everybody thought that the wrong track, okay? Get your mind out of the gutter, guys, all right? So guess Sly sent me in the mail. She sent me one giant ball. So now, I wish I had two, then I would have really big balls, okay? But now I got one giant ball, and Sly sent me a ball for the tree that's a big one. So now I got big balls, okay? So you guys understand we're all joking. Don't think that we're getting nasty. It's just funny, all right? Now, you'd think a gal like Sly at her age would understand that a guy needs two balls. One ball, I don't know if I like that, but you know what? This is what this size ball would look like in the tree. Okay, I don't know how I'm going to hang it in there, but you can definitely see that. There's no questions asked. Nobody will ever accuse me of having small balls. Okay, so the trouble is, all jokes aside for you guys that are going like, why is Peter talking like that? Okay, the Christmas ornaments, which are balls that are in the tree, I got the regular normal ones, and honestly, you can't really see them. Okay, they're that small. So I started to put the larger ones in there, but I can't find them very well. Hello, S3, wake up. Come on, wake up. Okay, so I can't find them very well. Even after Christmas, I was looking for clearance sales and stuff, and on the larger ornaments, I wasn't able to find anything. So I guess Sly got it in her head, Peter needs bigger balls. So she sent me one. I'm a guy. You don't send a guy one big ball. We need two. I'm just making jokes because it's funny. Don't get offended. I don't mean anything bad by it. So I haven't figured out where I'm going to put it yet. So I just thought, when I opened the box, I thought that was incredibly cute. And thank you, Sly, for what you sent me. Your heart was right in exactly the right place. and I thank you. And she asked me about another package that she's got coming, and no, I checked before I went on the air in case they delivered it in the middle of the night. Okay, so that there was no other package there, just so you know. And so Sly is wishing everybody a happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all you proud daddies, and we have some of the best ones right in here. So, Louis, oh my goodness, my bestie, Sly is here. We heard about your commute. I hope you have something to keep you busy while you're driving. She could always listen to a playback of this. I don't know if it would be very entertaining, but it definitely would be an hour and a half long to cover her travel time. And if she starts getting all hysterical and laughing, it could become dangerous. So Louis says, your music always puts a smile on my face. Love you, Peter. You know something, Louis? Just between you and me, okay? I'm getting this desire, okay? Is that a good word? That I want to make a Christmas album for two reasons. I think it would fit with what I'm doing here, okay? And second, when I'm gone, and don't get mopey and dopey on me, Louis or anyone else, okay? I want to leave a cassette, but it won't be a cassette now, it's a CD, okay? Or whatever they have in the future, of me singing Christmas songs, okay? I understand I'm not the best singer in the world. I screw up, all that kind of good stuff. So it's not because of ego. I don't think I'm some wonderful singer, but I just think it's a good thing to leave behind. And I'm getting that desire to do that. So I've been shopped. You know what the worst thing is? I can sing a song, okay? Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. All right, so besides being off key here and there, okay, which I would have to practice it like 50 or 100 times before I actually record it, what was wrong with that? There's no music to go with it, okay? So I've got to find a place where I can get music tracks that don't sound like dong donga dong donga dong donga dong donga, the cheapy stuff, where they don't cost a fortune. And then I'd have to save up enough money to, how many songs do you have to put on a CD nowadays? You got to put 12, a dozen? Is it 15 or 10? I don't even know how many songs. I haven't bought a CD in so long. Okay, and I'd be able to hold up a CD, which I don't even have one around here to hold up as a prop. Okay, you could buy this for $19.95, or you can get the digital download. For what are digital downloads now? $15? For $15, and I could give somebody something really good. That makes me so happy. So, Louis, that was just between you and me, okay? You said your music always puts a smile on my face, so I would like to be long gone. You're young, okay? I'm more than double your age, all right? And you could still hear me sing anytime you want. But now you can come and watch YouTube, and you can watch my old shows, and you go, that's when Peter was alive. Wasn't he good? Too bad people didn't realize it back then. So that's the little itch that I got going on in my brain, Louis. Andre says, always a pleasure to listen and watch you. Well, it's a pleasure that you're here from Romania, because your time difference is like you should be out like a light, okay? And yet, you're still here with me. So if you don't think I appreciate that. You're wrong. I do. I appreciate it a lot. Do I appreciate it enough to give you $1 million? No. I don't appreciate it that much. But if I was a billionaire, I would slap out $10,000 and send it to you. Just there. Go have an extra special lunch. So you got to have a giving heart with what you already have. Lewis said, I'm sorry I've been in and out today. I made a ratatouille today. It's actually not bad. Pictures? Put him on Peter Gregg live group. So Andre is laughing at me. Why are you laughing at me? I hope I said something funny. Sly says, Lewis, how are you doing, buddy? I don't mind the commute, and send me some of that ratatouille. Forgot about dinner. Oh, do I have to help you make dinner tonight, Sly? Okay, this should be fun. Did you happen to see my chocolate cake? Did you? If that wasn't enough, watch this. I made 2 of them. But 2 chocolate cakes. One rose higher. See, you're not the only one where things don't go right. And one rose lower. But they're both drenched in chocolate. Who the heck cares? This is freaking awesome. Okay, so Peter, guess what's going to happen after the show is over? What do you think Peter's going to have? Seriously, what do you think I'm going to munch on after the show is over? I give you 10 guesses, and the first 11 don't count. Lewis says, yes, I have extras. Lewis, why did you go away? Did I insult you? No, I didn't get the other one off. Yes, I have extras. Sending you much love from Vancouver, Canada, and the ratatouille. Peter, please make a music video for the Christmas video we can cherish forever. Thank you. There's always auto-tune. I don't like the sound of auto-tune. I'd rather practice and get it right, figure out where I go flat in the same spot over and over, and just, keep it rolling. Make it a deluxe album. He wants more. Lewis wants more. Okay? Can I have more? You're going to make me weep. Please don't go, Peter. Not now. Don't you weep. Everyone's going to go. You figured that out. You're old enough, right? So don't you think it's a good idea for me to want to have an album without you weeping? You should be going like, go for it, Peter. That's an awesome idea. And here's how I can help. Here's someplace you can get backup tracks. Or here's someplace, Fiverr. I can always go to Fiverr. So that brings it to my Christmas album, which you could buy in advance. Might be ready in a year or 2 or 3. I'll be as happy as can be. I missed the straw. What happened? I thought I was taller. So Sly, you got in there and replaced your thermostat? You can do that? You can do that? Really? Wow. That's amazing. That's... The thermostat's broken. I think I'll just go out, buy a new one, and put it in. Wow, that's pretty cool. Lewis says, what's the best advice you can give in 4 words? Let's see. How about 5 words? Okay. Love Jesus with all your heart. Okay? There's nothing more important than the Messiah on this planet. And we'll find that when we check out. Because he'll be there to go that way for you or that way for you. So love Jesus with all your heart. He's got to be first in everything you do. That's the best advice I can give in 4 words. I know a lot of you don't want to hear that, okay? But I'm just answering his question. What do you want me to do? Okay? that's the best I can do. So Sly says, "Dag darn it, burn it, burn it, Peter. No burning, no burning, no burning. Now I want some cake. Those look delicious." Well, the good news is, I bet you can make that. Can you open a package of Oreos? I think you can. And you can even pop one or two in your mouth. Can you get them from the package into the blender? I bet you could do that too. Can you add a cup of milk? By golly, Sly, I think you could do that too. Can you turn the blender on? Oh my goodness, too high. Slow it down, Sly. Slow it down. That's right, low speed. Now just let it run for about a minute. Now get yourself a 7-inch round pan. You don't have one? Then you're going to have to drink that chocolate milk. Or go down to Bed Bath & Beyond and get yourself a 7-inch pan. Okay? Now get that 7-inch cake pan round, not the square. All right? And get some butter. Good old-fashioned butter. Butter. All right? If you got olive oil, you can use that too, but the butter will taste better. And then just put butter all over so it doesn't stick when you try to get it out. Then take it from the blender, pour it in, pour it in, and put it in a 350-degree oven. And do you have something where you can take the temperature of meat or something? Do you have one of those things that you can stick in? When it's 203 degrees in the center, take it out. Put it on the counter and let it cool. So far, I think you can do all that. Now, just walk around and just keep an eye on it. Don't touch it. Don't let it cool. Don't touch it. Now, do you want frosting on there? You can always put the powdered sugar on, right? So you don't have to make the frosting. But if you need to make the frosting, get a cup of heavy cream and pour it in your scrambled egg pan. Okay? And then get a cup of chocolate chips that you make chocolate chip cookies for your grandson and put it in the pan and melt it up. And when it's all melted up, put a nice big piece of wax paper, then put the cake in a plate, then pour it all over that chocolate cake. And then don't touch it for an hour because the liquid chocolate sauce has got to harden up. And you know what you get? You get something that looks like this. Is this any good? I don't know. I might have to find out. Ooh. Ah. This might be good. I'm not sure. I don't know. Is chocolate cake something that you guys like? Oh, this is good enough for Santa. Oh my God. This is amazing. It really is. But let me check and make sure. I don't want anybody getting sick or anything like that. Oh ho ho ho! Oh ho 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 ho! Oh ho 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 ho! Mmm! Oh! Oh ho ho! Dear Lord Jesus, this is so good. This is better than sex. Shh. For some of you old guys, that's a good thing. You can have the cake. Mmm. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Mmm, 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 mmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I am savoring every single bite. Scores. Yes, the chocolate cake passes the test for everybody. You'll just have to trust me on this one. I hate when people do that. Peter, are you ever going to grow up? Absolutely not. Look at Elon Musk. Do you think he's grown up? Seriously. I don't know if he's one of the richest men in the world or not. But do you think that man has grown up? I want a go-kart. Electric. No gas. Make it go fast. Faster than that. Okay, now make me a big truck. A big one. Yeah, and put the driver in the middle. Don't put him on the one side. And now I want a little truck. A pickup truck. That man is not grown up. And I say good for him. Okay. While I was eating the cake, I let the comments get out of control. Sly started all this. Dag burn it or Dad burn it. Peter, now I want some cake. Those look delicious. Well, I just proved that they are. They're actually very good. Trust me. You're right, Peter. You gotta follow your dreams. And Sly, I posted in the Facebook group. Good for you. Good for you. And did I tell you tonight I love you? I want every one of you guys to know that. What's your favorite verse? Actually, go to Peter's Kitchen and look at the older ones, and I have a whole video on how we got jingle bells, when we got jingles. And I have another one on what's my favorite Bible verse. It's Peter's Kitchen. It's Romans 7:4, by the way. Lewis, I want to eat the Oreo cake. Oops. Randy says, Peter, you forgot the baking powder, but use the buttermilk instead of milk. Well, I added the baking powder, 2 eggs, and I changed to the buttermilk as my non-educated way to kick it up, okay? And it came out really, 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 really awesome. So, but you don't have to. The original recipe just calls for a bag of cookies and a glass of milk, a cup of milk. And Randy knows baking, by the way. He has saved my butt a couple of times and has actually changed the way I bake some of the things that I do. So he's a military man. Don't cross him. Yeah. If you cross Randy, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, he's a military guy, so there's a no nonsense part of him there. But he's very kind and loving, and he also I don't even know why he's got a baking background, but he's got a lot of different backgrounds, and one of them includes baking. So I was burning my bread because the tops were brown, but the inside wasn't cooked yet. The bread needs to come to 195 degrees internal temperature. I use the degrees because I don't do the toothpick thing. It doesn't work for me. I'll cut into a loaf of bread and it's raw in the middle. So I stick in a thing. I can read the temperature. When the bread is 195 internal temperature, I can pull it out because it's still going to raise. It needs to go over 200. Okay. The cake needs to go a little more. It needs to go to 203, at least in my oven, okay, with my stick-in thermometer, all right? And you get perfectly cooked cakes every time. So when Randy says, don't forget the egg yolks, he knows what he's talking about. Sly says, good job, Louis. That looks delicious. You guys are making me very hungry. I bought a package of chicken thighs and legs with the bones and the skin. So it looks like what you would get in a restaurant instead of those little bitty thighs. Okay? And I'll be cooking them this next week. So I can show you how to do it. So Randall knows how to bake. The master. He does. So he told me to time it at about 10 to 13 minutes. Well, actually, he said find out when they start to get brown to the color you want, which for me is between 10 and 13 minutes. So I set it to 13 minutes, and then I just cover it with aluminum foil sheets, and I just lay it over the top, and then I let it come up to temperature, and I get really good bread just about every time now. Timeless Truth says, yes, but only a sliver. Oh, come on. Can't I have a whole piece? I want a whole piece. And a glass of milk? Oh, my God. Louis says, send some cake to Canada, please. It's still cold up here. Wait a minute. It's June 19th, and you're telling me it's cold up there? Don't we have global warming? Don't you know we have to give up our sovereignty and let other nations dictate how we run things because of global warming? Don't you know? So how can it still be cold up there? Louis says, can we get another taste test, please? Louis, you want to know something? I would love to do it, but I feel self-conscious while I'm sitting here chewing, and there's silence. I don't know. There's something in my mind about live programming and silence. They don't go together. So I'm sitting here chewing, and everybody is watching me, and I'm going like, this is not so good. Sly is going, Louis, Charles put up a video today on how to live stream remotely. You should check it out. Yeah, Peter Gregg Live group. I saw that he posted it in there. Charles is a wealth of information. Louis says, how did you ice it? Just chocolate frosting? No. I'm going to go frost the bran muffin I got for dessert. You got any chocolate chips like you make cookies with? They're in a bag. They're little tiny chocolate chips. Now here's what you don't have. Most houses don't have heavy cream. So you need heavy cream, and you need 1 to 1. So whatever you use to measure the heavy cream, you're going to use to measure the chocolate chips. And if you're going to go over on one or the other, the chocolate chips is basically what controls how thick your frosting is. And here's the gotcha, okay? It looks too thin when you're stirring it and you want to add chocolate chips. But if you put it so it's nice and thick while it's hot, when it gets cool, it's going to be like you made fudge, okay? So use the 1 to 1 ratio and trust it. If you want, you can drop in another little sprinkling of chocolate chips into it. And all you got to do is melt those chips until it looks like smooth as silk in there. And then you just pour it over what you want, give it about 20 minutes, and it does firm up. You can frost anything. You can frost your toast. So he's going to frost his bran muffin. Sly, I definitely need to check it out. Is it linked in the group? I think he puts the links in there. I'm pretty sure. Sly says, it's linked, Louis. Peter, we're just entertaining ourselves while you enjoy your cake. I know. That's why I feel bad that I'm having the cake, so I'm not going to have more. Okay, thank you. I will have to go learn. Okay, I do have a video, the one on how I set on the big channel, on how I set up the kitchen, okay? After I show everybody how I ran the wires and how the lights are hanging and what I'm doing with the cameras, one's on the wall, one is right above me on the ceiling, and I finish that right around the 19-20 minute mark, I basically say, this show is over. I'm going to make a chocolate cake now, okay? And then I embark on making chocolate cake. So the other half of that show, the next 13 minutes, I actually make a chocolate cake on the camera channel. It's not getting a lot of hits. I don't think it was very popular, but it's a really good video. Okay. Lewis says, Peter, how do you stay focused? I don't. I miss Jingles, just like you don't stay focused. I don't want to bring Jingles up. I'm not going to get sad. Okay, stay on track. You're a happy boy. You're a happy boy. You are a happy boy. Stay that way. And don't start thinking of things that's going to make you a sad boy. Randy says ZV1 on 430. Yes, the ZV1 is at 430. I'm sorry, 4K 30. So I did change that inside the menu because while it was running through the ATM Mini, it was not. So basically the cable that's plugged into there, Randy, so you know, is the same cable that was plugged in to the Canon R6. They're the same size connector. And over here it works perfectly fine, no problems. But in the kitchen, it doesn't have enough broadcast power to make it through 25 feet of HDMI cord. I don't know why, and I looked through the settings to see if there was a boost. There was no boost, which is why I think they need to move away from HDMI and go over to SDI, because SDI lets you go up to 350 feet with a very small little cable, very like a little wire, okay? So what they need to do is make a mini SDI for cameras like the SB1 or any other camera. They don't need to have the full-size one. They could even make it like the microphone here where it just screws on with a screw. Okay, and you'd think that'd be something that they would work on, but I don't guess that they're very motivated. So yes, Randy, we are on 4K on the SV1, and it is also set to 30p. And Ecamm, just to double check, I didn't check, we are at 4K, high quality, 30 frames per second. See, they don't offer 29.97, it's 30 frames per second. So when I record into the Mac Mini, I take that file over to the 2017. I set the timeline to 30 frames per second instead of 29.97 so that they match. And that's what you guys see like on the video that I put up on the big channel. Alrighty, so we have hit 12 o'clock. We have gone through everybody, and I am glad that you guys are here with me. You got to see the stock report. You got to see the chocolate cake. Then you got to see a second chocolate cake. I got to hear from all the wonderful people. Where's Mark? MDM. He sent me wonderful pictures, and I replied, and he kind of like disappeared. Oh, I talked to Joey this week. What a wonderful guy. Nice man, sweet as pie, wonderful guy. And he might be doing an engagement shoot this weekend. So I don't know if you guys have anything going on where you got to shoot anything. The only thing that's a little difficult for him is that he needs to get back surgery on the lower back. He's got a vertebrae that needs to be operated on. So he's hurting. So I tried to let him know, be very careful. You're going to be standing up for a long time when you do that engagement photo shoot. Okay, so that's the best I could do to protect one of my own. He's part of my family. Randy says, close up on the Nikon Z6 shows. Yeah, I know. I said that earlier. I don't know if you were sleeping, but I'm not going to fix it live. I mess those things up. So after the show, or tomorrow, I will fix that. But you notice that, right? I don't know why it does that. Sty says, oh, I almost forgot. Uncle G is getting me a DJI Osmo action camera. We're going to record a stereo installation in his 4Runner. We'll see how it goes. Sly, I knew that Uncle G was going to get into it. And you know something? That makes me incredibly happy. That just tickles me, and maybe you can understand it. I'm not sure if you do or if you don't. But I thought that Uncle G was going to get sucked up into this. This is boys and their toys. All this wonderful equipment is all electronics, and it would just be a matter of time before Uncle G gets drawn into it, and it makes me happy. Means he ain't going to Austin without his mama. Okay, so Charles says, new holiday tomorrow, Juneteenth. Yeah, I heard that. Boy, that Biden administration is really getting the important stuff done. Oh my God, they're on fire. I feel like the R6 doesn't get any love. Why is that, Peter? Something HBU, Peter? Okay, you're going to have to help me with that one. The R6 doesn't get any love because it doesn't have any of the fanciest stuff in there. But I would buy that camera in a heartbeat. It worked here beautifully. Okay, I did have trouble with the Samyang lens, but chances are it was the Samyang lens. I was going to go and pick up the 50, but I already sent it back. But with the 50 on there, it just performed flawlessly. So it should be $2,000, but it's $2,500. But it's a wonderful camera. Thumbs up, highly rated, highly recommended by me. Okay, if you want to stay in the Canon line, it's wonderful. Now that doesn't mean you have to go out and buy one, Louis. Okay, just get something that's going to put a smile on your face. Congratulations on the Osmo Action Slime. I have a GoPro Hero 7, and it's my favorite camera. Well, young Jedi, you can be making videos with that GoPro. You just slipped. You got the camera that you need, buddy. Buddy boy, good old buddy, old pal. You know what I got over here, Louis? I've got the Tascam DR10. So while I was doing the walk around with the R6 in the backyard, I had a microphone like I have on me now, and it was recording to an SD card, a mini, in my pocket. And then Final Cut Pro just synced it up automatically, but it's still not hard to sync up. So you can have a professional soundtrack like you had a high-end lav mic. It works great. So then what you do is after you sync it up, you kill the soundtrack from the GoPro, and you got the DR10, which is a mic that's right on your body. Thumbs up. Excellent quality. Good stuff. Good stuff. So Mark says, I played with the R6 the other day. It's a very nice camera. Nicer than you would think, right? It just fits. Canon always has been able to ergonomically make a camera that just fits with the person. If they would stop fooling around, I thought another F word was going to come out, but nope. Okay. And just put normal nice stuff in their cameras. Winner, 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 winner. Okay? Seriously. It was really, really a very nice experience. Mark says he's He's locked in with the Sony lenses. Yeah, that's why you need to stay in the family of lenses. That's why when you build a camera line, the most important part is the lenses. The bodies will come and go. But the lenses, I still have Canon lenses sitting over there, and I don't have a Canon camera here. Okay, so the lenses have, and some of those are from the 90s, and they work great. On the 90D, they work awesome. Kippy says, many have said that the R6 is really the most underrated camera right now. I'd have to agree with that, Kip. Honestly, that camera was a pleasure at every step of the way. Not only that, it's one of the few cameras, if you want to record, shoot a video, you push the record button. You're using everything in the menu for your video. You want to take a picture? You press the shutter button. You're using everything in the menu that you've set up for pictures. No flipping dials, no changing menus, no turning the button on the top. You want to record? Push the button. How hard is it to push the button? The button, she's right there. You just take the finger and you push the button and you're recording your video. Oh, you want to take a picture? Okay, you push the other button. You got two. Okay, you push that button, you take a perfect picture, you take a perfect video. Now, somebody's going to ask, I can feel it in my bones, can you take a picture while you're recording? I don't think so. I didn't try, but most cameras will not, okay? Some, very few, will take a picture. I think the Fujis will. While you're recording, you can push the shutter button and take a picture while you're recording. But most, 99% of the people, that isn't what's high on their priority list. So yes, that R6 is actually really an excellent An excellent choice. So Sly is saying, ha ha ha, you totally told on yourself, Lewis. You can totally use the GoPro to make videos. I know. When I read that, I go, does he realize what he just did? I hope Sly didn't realize it, but she did. You realized it, Sly, okay? So you're done. You're cooked, Lewis. Your goose is cooked. Okay. So Mark is saying, hey, Kippy, was thinking you actually have one, right? I think Kippy has a R5. Oh, well, I'll let Kippy answer for himself. Kippy, do you have the R6? Why, no, Peter. Haha, Mark. No, I have the R5. And that's why the R6 doesn't get a lot of love. If somebody's able to spend $2,500, they'll go the extra $1,300 and get, for $3,800, the R5. But if you're stretching really hard to get to the $2,500, you know what? That R6 is a great buy. So Mark is saying, ah, right. Okay, guys, we're done. Mark said, all right, more than once. Is he going to say it a third time? I don't think so. Oh, Mark's going to say right a third time. That's me, Mark. That's not you. Okay. That's it, boys and girls. We have finished and we are ready to go to bed. Not Kip. You got the rest of the day to work with, okay? And I need to fix this A7S III. I love all of you. Thank you so much for being here with me. I will say good night and find the outro. I do have one in here. You know what I need to do? I need to go right up here and look you in the eye and say thank you for being here. Thank you for being with me. I love you guys. If you guys are a praying kind of a person, pray for me. The house stuff just got elevated a little bit, but nothing crazy. So don't let your panties get in a wad, as they say. Okay, but it did get elevated this week, so that's a good thing. Maybe it's coming to a conclusion. So you guys can start your good night, everybody routine, as I know you also like each other. And that's it. Say bye-bye to the family. Goodbye to I pray for each of you guys. I told you, when I went back there and I turned all the lights out, I said I have a prayer journal, and I come in here, okay, and just the bubble lamps are just so soothing, and the light is so pretty when I turn everything else off. It's actually nice. So, good night, John Boy. You guys say good night to each other. And you're all good family. I know you care about each other, and that's a good thing. I think we are accomplishing nice stuff as a family. All right, bye. See, God willing, and the bridge isn't up. See you next Friday. Bye-bye.
You have just watched another Peter Gregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch Peter Gregg. Thank you for watching.